I'm sure to see you, because it's not many people in here. Thank you, Betty. Will I move finally to be placed? I've been waiting for a year. Will I move finally to the place I've been waiting for a year? Mm. I'm gonna be honest, this feels like it's gonna take more time. I don't know why there's something getting in the way here. It doesn't feel like a lot of time, though. I'm gonna say 3 months, okay, 3 to 4 months actually. All right. I feel like it's gonna take time for it to happen. It's almost like I'm seeing paperwork and I feel like the things are not aligning somewhere here. Like you have to keep signing something or something changes and paperwork needs to be signed again. Okay, so I do feel like three months or so. JC, since I'm the first in the chat, can I get a full reading? JC, you were the first to come up here, weren't you, JC? JC, you know what? I'll go ahead and call you up, honey. JC, do me a favor and request to be a guest since you had it in you to ask. Unless I can find you. I'm just not watching my life. Here you go. I just invited you, honey. Hi.
How's it going?
Hello. How's it going?
Good,
How
how
are
are you?
you?
Good, good.
Good. All right. So did you have questions in mind, honey?
Yeah. Um. So the first question is, I have a partner. I just wanted to see if we're gonna get back together soon or not.
I can see that you've been trying, like almost like watering the garden, if you will. So I do see that you've been trying. You also, I feel like this is something that where you were getting into your head a lot. Okay, Chariot does show up. This person wants to move on. They feel their energy feels broken. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I don't know how long you
Yeah.
guys were together, right? But like their energy feels so broken. I feel like they can't. It's very difficult for them to see things moving forward in a positive way. Okay, so for them, it does feel like they may have gotten to a point where it's ended. I'm going to ask my own questions.
Okay.
You would need to make a big move, like make a big show to this someone if you want them back. Okay, I hope that makes something that is very much out of character for you. You would have to jump forward in time. I'm gonna be really honest. This could be like proposing. This could be like something that puts all the onus on you, and puts you in a position where you feel like you could be hurt or embarrassed. Okay, I hope that makes
Okay.
sense. If you are willing to push yourself that far in order to get this person back, then it will work out because they will start believing the things you're saying because I'm feeling like you're saying the right things. They just feel broken and it's really difficult for them to believe you. Does that feel accurate?
It's very accurate.
Okay. All
Yeah, it
right.
is.
All right. So that's the biggest thing. Is there another question too?
No, as of right now, no.
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All
Okay,
right. So I'll
appreciate
leave
it.
it at that. You're welcome. All
Thank you.
right. You're
Okay.
welcome. Bye. Thank you for the follow. All right. They asked you to come up because they were the first person in the room. So I said, okay, we'll go ahead and do that. Hey, Queen 81. Oh my goodness. Will I get a job offer within the next week or two? Mm. It feels like some things need to shift around. I do not feel like it's going to be in the next week or two. There's something that needs to be cut off. I do see that you're going to have options, though. I'm actually going to say give it another couple weeks, so about a month or so. Okay, so like in a month, I do see that you're weighing options. So I feel like something may be happening. I don't know if there's something coming up. I don't think there's any holidays or anything like that, but there's something coming up where I feel like it puts a pause on everything. Okay. Like literally the world to me in this time feels like it's standing still. Okay. And then all of a sudden, I do feel like you're going to have multiple options available for you. Okay. And then you're going to give birth to something, not necessarily a baby, but like a new beginning is what starts. So I'm going to say give it 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so not 2 weeks, so a little bit longer. All right, I do see it happening. Just got the number. Thank you so much, Juicy J. Will my situation get better this month, Midwest? You're carrying a lot. This is definitely, it gets worse before it gets better. But I will say the worst I feel, the energy around the worst I feel, it feel like you can still handle it, okay? But how you come out, like, is Empress energy. All right. I just want to make sure you know that. So I don't want you to get down and be like, oh, great, it's not going to get better. This definitely feels purposeful for, thank you, Nelly. This feels purposeful for your growth. Okay, and Empress energy comes up. So whatever this is that you're going through and the weight that you're carrying, you come out this very much on the other side, like with I mean, just beautiful energy. Like you are carrying yourself at another level. So I do want you to know that. So it does get a little bit worse. But there's something you learn from this that is going to be very, very helpful for you moving forward. Okay. Well, I'll be free. Thank you, Nelly. Thank you, Nelly. Will I be free from what I'm going? I think that means going through, Nelly. Come on, let me see. Mm. Oh yeah, you have big changes coming through. Um, Nelly, here's what I'm gonna say. Um, the Hierophant comes up. You're gonna kind of need to spend some time introspective, right? Like really thinking about the things that you've been through and what you get out of it. You're gonna need to take some responsibility for some of the things that you've allowed people to do. Okay. And I know for some reason Spirit is telling me that's gonna be come through as like kind of hurtful because I do feel like things have happened to you, obviously that you didn't ask for, where you were definitely the victim in that. I'm not telling you to take responsibility for someone hurting you. What I'm telling you is to truly think about anything that you could have done differently, and own the way that you are showing up after these things have happened. Okay. I hope that that makes sense. Own the way that you are showing up after these things have happened, the way that you are responding to those things. So, not necessarily taking responsibility for those things that happened, but taking responsibility for how you showed up after those things happen. That is the change that is needed. And then things are going to turn around for you. Okay. But that's the energy around it. Like you really need to learn that lesson. I feel like you keep repeating patterns, specifically with people, specifically in relationship that require love. Okay. This feels like like I'm hurting, like somebody hurt me. Okay. And then the way I showed up after they hurt me was real nasty with it. Okay. And then I kind of keep that going. So you have to end that pattern, all right? And then things will be fine. My husband abused. Okay. Just take you didn't ask for that to happen, but I want you to take it. Thank you, Nelly. I want you to take responsibility of what happened afterwards and how you show up, not just in that relationship, but other relationships. And I get it. Listen, I've been there. I promise you, it scars you in a way where your mind begins to look for those same patterns and you'll start finding them everywhere. So I get it. But I want you to take ownership of what could I have done differently? What did I miss? And then forgive yourself. All right, because it does. I do feel like you feel like you let somebody take your power away, but you're blaming yourself. It's not you. Okay, you didn't ask for that. Stop blaming yourself. And I need you to take responsibility though for how you show up moving forward. Okay, that's it. If you do that, everything's going to change because I do feel like you're a manifester. Okay, you have your energy feels very good. So just know that. Thank you again, Nelly. Jessica, is there a specific reason why Ken is so heavily on my mind, Juicy Jet? You guys are connected. That's what it feels like. You guys are connected. I actually think you may have knew this person in another life. You guys are connected. I think you promised each other you were going to show up for each other in every life. To be honest, that's the energy I feel. And when they think about you, they show up on your mind. Okay. That doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship with this person. It just means you have soul ties. All right. And when they think about you heavily, you think about them. It's almost like you can feel it. Is Frank cheating, Fabby? He is definitely lighting the fire. Okay. This doesn't, I'm gonna be honest, this does not feel like Does not feel like full on cheating. Okay. And it's funny because I feel like he doesn't think he's cheating. Think of like emotional cheating. Like I'm spending time with someone, we're going to lunch, maybe, at work. You know how people play around with like, this is my work husband, my work wife. Yeah, it's that type of energy, but it's getting there, and I feel like they are very aware of what they know they're doing. Okay, like this is flirting, but I'm making it playful, so it doesn't feel like I'm serious, but I'm kind of serious. Okay, I hope that makes sense. This feels like that type of energy, like I'm playing around with people's emotions, and they think that we're just cool, but I actually really enjoy this. Okay, that's the energy around it. So in from their perspective and how they're feeling emotionally, I would call that cheating. Okay. But that I call a lot of things cheating other people. You think about somebody too much, you cheating on me. Okay. Nobody else should even be on your mind. Okay. So just know that ahead of time. So my version of cheating might be different from yours. All right. Well, Samuel reached out to me this week about a business. Mm. Yes, but I do feel like something about this business has changed, okay, drastically, it feels like. Almost like maybe the way they positioned it in the beginning made it sound really good. And now the way that they're kind of changing something up, it's like, wait, I'm not going to be getting what I thought I was going to be getting. It's something around a change that I feel like that change is something where you're going to have to pause and be like, is this really something that I want to do? Okay. So just know that I do feel like there's going to be a change. It's not, it doesn't feel like the energy feels a little off. Okay. It's and your energy felt like excited for it, but then the energy feels off. So something changed, okay? Is it dangerous for me and the kids? Nelly. Mm. Yes, not yet, but it will be. You need to be careful with how you're responding to a couple things. The tower comes up, so I can see that there's a lot of changes. Okay. I do see that you guys are going to be okay because this person, there's still love there. And I know some people who haven't been maybe in an abusive relationship may not understand that. But from both of you, I am sensing there is still love and there is still a teeny bit of hope, at least on his side. Okay. I do feel like you have to be careful about how you leave. That is a trigger. All right. And I want to be very clear about that. Thank you, Nelly. How you leave is a trigger. You need to do it quietly. There needs to be no thought process. Do not threaten that you will leave. Okay. It needs to be like I'm everything seems okay, and then you need to get the heck out of there and as quickly as you possibly can. File some sort of something where they can't come. They should know where you are. Okay. As long as you're there, I don't believe that they're going to be triggered to that extent. But the moment that you leave is when I feel that the energy just go very dark. Okay. So I want you to be careful with that. All right. I would involve people as soon as you possibly can. As quietly as you possibly can. Okay. Hi, Holloway. Will I get a new job offer soon? Let's check. And thank you for joining us. You do. Yeah, the world shows up for you. You get one. When you say soon though, I do feel like I don't know if you are currently with have a job. There's something that needs to be cut off here. Okay. This actually feels like a tie to like a current position. So you may granted you can wait until you get the new job before you do that. That makes perfect sense. But obviously that's going to have to be cut off before you move forward. So I do think you're going to get an opportunity for a job. I am going to tell you to be careful with asking too many questions. I know that doesn't make sense. Sometimes we're afraid to lose what we have in order to move on. But sometimes we need to, right? Here's what I mean by that. I feel like you're going to get an offer, and the offer is going to be less than what you currently make, maybe money wise, insurance wise. There's something where you're going to be making a little bit of a sacrifice, and you asking questions and trying to get more out of it, I think can change that. And then you may wind up losing the position. Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind. Pay attention to that. You will get a better quality of life here. So just think about that. Okay. So you're going to be losing something, but you're gaining something else. Don't be afraid to lose and don't push it too far because I do feel like they have other people that are in mind who are willing to take the job as it is. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Um, Snoop Santa Antonia, am I the problem in my Taurus boyfriend DeAndre relationship? Am I the problem in me and my Taurus boyfriend DeAndre relationship? Yes. I'm so sorry. It does feel like you are. And it's so fun. Okay, so it almost feels like you're like, somebody swings. Yes, man, I think it's, somebody swings and knocks somebody in the knees. I feel like you're taking cheap shots. That's the energy. I hope that makes sense. Like I'm taking cheap shots. Okay, like I don't like maybe you think you're joking, or maybe when you get upset you say certain things, but it's that energy, okay, that I'm saying little snarky things, little things. And I think I'm playing, I think I'm being a little funny, a little cutesy, but it hurts. All right. I hope that makes sense. It hurts. And it's like constantly, poking somebody with a little pin after a while. It gets really painful. And I feel like the energy around him is like, I'm not really saying anything because I don't want her to know she's getting to me. So I'm acting tough. But it actually it upsets me and you know what I'm saying? Like it pisses me off a little bit. And he's letting it out in other things. Okay, like he's annoyed with you in ways that don't even make sense to you. And it's because he's holding on to these little comments that you've made. And he hasn't actually let you know that they bother him. All right. So I feel like it's causing problems where you're like, well, why are you so upset? Like, why are you upset? Yeah, you gotta do that. Yeah. So you know that you do that. I don't think you do it on purpose. I don't know if you grew up with brothers. That's the energy it is. Like I grew up around brothers, or I have guy friends, and I've kind of been one of the boys in some way. And that's just the way we talk and joke around. But I don't think he sees it that way. All right. Thank you so much for the gift. Nathan, I don't think you're filtered, honey. If you have guy ways, yeah, that's the energy it is. But for you, you're joking around and playing. You're welcome. Will I get an apartment I can afford this year? Amy Yammy. Mm, it is not. I'm going to be very honest. When you say this year, I'm thinking the current 2025. I do not see that in 2025. Okay. I do think things start to look up in 2026. All right. But this is like mid 2026. I feel like the area you lived in feels saturated, meaning a lot of people are looking for apartments. And I do feel like the rent where you are has gone up significantly. Some places it's gone up a little bit. I feel like the rent where you are is very high. I don't know what state you live in, but I feel like it's gotten pretty bad. So I do feel like it's almost one of those things that every time you do get to a point where you feel like you can, the rent goes up again, and like something puts it out of reach. That's the energy. Like it can't, it won't happen. And every time I feel like I'm getting closer, something happens, and I'm right back where I started. Okay. Yes, I do private readings. They are on my website. I am on vacation, so if you're new here, I am currently actually on vacation, but I am still trying to make it a point to go live. So you cannot book with me until about the 14th, when I'm back home. And then during that time, because I have a very specific clientele that I used to deal with, and I'm really trying to branch out. I will have readings that are different prices that are much shorter, but right now my readings are 175. They're on sale for 150, and that's for an hour. Okay, so they will be. I will have other readings though, which are shorter, and much more cost effective. Okay. Oh, no problem. I'm actually coming. I'm on my way home, so I did enjoy what vacation was there. I'm actually in Georgia right now. I'm from New Jersey, but we're in Georgia right now. I'm in Savannah, and I'm thinking about doing one of those ghost tours because, thinking about it. I don't know if I have it in me to go through all that, but I'm thinking about doing one of the ghost cards. Yes, I do have cards. Well, I married my current boyfriend, Jen. Oh, yes, the lovers came out immediately. That was my first card. So yes, it does feel like you're gonna marry your current boyfriend. I do see him getting on one knee as well. So yes, do you feel like that's gonna happen? It actually feels like that might be like spring, summer. Not this summer, obviously, but next spring, summer, where he proposes, okay? So my father send me the money I need this week. All right, let's see. Yes. Mm. Yes, he does. He does. I do feel like, okay, I have to say this. I do feel like it may come with something. You may have to do something in return, okay? There may be like something he says, like, I'm gonna send it to you, but you better like that type of energy, okay? Hello, has Austin been missing me? I mean, mm. The Austin has been no. This feels like I mean this energy around this, I pull all bad cards. It feels like I'm still upset about something that happened. Okay. I feel like he's still upset about something that happened. So thinking about you, yes, still upset, contemplate, yes, but it doesn't feel like I miss this person. It feels like I'm still sitting in my frustration. Okay. Will me and John be a thing? Then I'm booking. So please let us know we can book. I definitely will, okay? Will me and John be a thing? Mm. I had to pull a lot of cards, but I don't know why. I don't know if you guys are in the same friend group, you have the same coworkers, you have the same, but I feel like there's a lot of people kind of talking about this. So I don't know if you've hung out with John a few times, but I feel like people are already in the midst of the relationship. Okay, if that makes sense, like talking about it, either trying to talk him out of it or you out of it. Like they don't feel like it's a good match, and they're questioning things. Okay, thank you. So I do feel that I feel like there's just a lot of talking. So there's almost like this sense of the nails already in the coffin because I think, and you be careful with your friends. I don't know if you brought this person around your friends at all, but I'm going to tell you, if not now, then in the future, I feel like there's somebody over talking, right? Like sharing your business. I hope that makes sense. Like talking about how you are. Yeah, she always does such and such and such and such. Just be careful with that, okay? Because I'm feeling that energy around you. So I feel like if you're bringing them around friends, family, people that know you personally already, I do feel like they may be saying things, and it doesn't even feel like I'm doing it in a hateful way. It's just I talk too much. Like that's the energy. They talk too much, and they want something to talk about, and they're making you the topic of conversation. All right. Will things start working out in my favor, Alexia? Yes, it does. It definitely does. You have to start being a little bit more reflective, okay, Alexia. Um, you think about the things that you say. I feel like your energy feels like, self-deprecating when people make jokes, but and a negative thing about themselves. I feel like you might do that. Okay. Like you say things like, "Oh, I'm so stupid." Like, I know if I wasn't so dumb, I'd be like, that type of energy. Okay. That's what I'm feeling. You have to stop doing that. Yes, yes. You have to stop doing that. Some of us can manifest things with our words. Like your words are very powerful and you don't realize, but you are manifesting your own negativity with that type of talk. Okay. So you have to be kinder to yourself. Don't even play around with yourself like that. Don't say things like that about yourself. Okay, you're kind of manifesting these negative things. You have the ability to kind of control the world around you with your words, and you are literally falling bad things like into your life and back in and around you. You have to stop doing it. Like I'm literally seeing energy just swirling as you speak. Okay, you want to only put positive things on yourself. All right, so no more self-deprecating jokes for you, my dear. How long will I stay in this dark place? Will I ever receive the happiness I truly want, Stephanie? Ooh, Stephanie. Ooh. Okay, immediately I felt something before I even pulled a card, so I'm just gonna tell you. You're kind of going through like a stage in spiritual awakening. That's immediately what I saw because I saw the darkness. Okay. Something I tell people that I'm coaching, listen, there would be no light if there wasn't darkness, right? You can't see light in light. It doesn't make sense. Like you would not know that light exists, that good things exist if you didn't first walk through a dark space. All right. So I want you to think about it that way. when you go through an awakening, when you start to understand things, when you kind of deal with your ego self, when you start to step into your power, the first thing you're going to go through is darkness. All right. It's this is and it's literally like you have to, in order for God to pull you out of something, you gotta be in something. Does that make sense? Right? If you want to get pulled, do you want to feel the hand of God reach down and pull you up out of something where you got to be in something to start with? So, and it's not going to feel good. There's going to be things that you have to face, and that feels like the energy that is surrounding you right now, right? You are facing your lion, and that's okay. You're going through something that you need to go through, but you're going to be pulled out of it. All right. This is going to help make you a better person, more connected to spirit, more connected to God. So I need you to know that first and foremost. So yes, you're pulling out of it, but this is your awakening. When you wake up, you're going to be you're going to be more connected, you're going to be more in tune, and you're going to be able to help other people. Okay. So I do want you to know that the time comes up, so it is going to take a little bit of time. I want you to face what you're going through and that feeling that you have head on. Ask yourself questions about why it's happening. I feel like your trauma, like old traumas that you thought you had gotten through, were over. I feel like they're coming back up again, and that's okay. All right. I want you to be okay with that. You do need to find someone to talk to. Okay. You're welcome to book with me, book with whoever you feel. If you have a pastor, somebody to talk to, just anyone that you are close with that you feel like can just allow you to get it off your chest. I do think you need to talk through it. Okay. Sorrel, is Keenan doing good since we separated? No, they're still in their head. And he's a hermit right now, so I do think he's spending time by himself, just really in his head, really thinking through everything. Okay, so I don't know if this was a long-term relationship. It kind of feels like that. I will say he's not in the best place. He's doing okay, but he is definitely very reflective of like what happened and taking some responsibility. It feels like on his part that he played. Okay, so he's not in the greatest place. Okay, 14 yeah, he's not in the greatest place, okay. Um, he's really thinking stuff over. But he's a hermit right now. He's not really going out and doing things and hanging out and dating or any of that. Okay. Will this phase of disappointment be over soon? Anything I need to focus on? Will this phase of disappointment be over soon? Anything I need to focus on, Nana? Uh, mm, mm. Then immediately again I felt some energy, so I had to read it twice because I had to figure out what it was I was feeling. Yours feels very family oriented, like almost as if I am a soul that wants to be something like calmer and um like I am a soul that feels like I was born into the wrong body, meaning like and attached to the wrong family. Like I feel so different from the people that are around me. I hope that makes sense. Like I look at my family, I'm like, God, like, is this it? You understand? Oh, when you said, oh my God, that's the energy I have. And like, I feel like crying too, because it's like, I don't belong here. Okay. Like, I feel so different from them. And I almost feel like they hold me back. All right. Um, Hold on, let me get it together because I think you might have been feeling this for a really long time because it's very emotional. It feels like a roller coaster ride of emotions, actually. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, like, um, ooh. Yes, I do. I pull cards. Yes, I do feel like you're going to get through it. You're definitely going to have to be the black sheep of the family because I do feel like there's a lot of family things where you're being forced to stay and kind of deal with it. They don't want to let you go. I hope that makes sense. I feel like they have a tight grip on everybody in the family. Like, family is family. Well, that's still your family. Like, I feel like that's being said a lot when people do you wrong. I feel like you're trying to express yourself because you know it doesn't feel right. Like you know that doesn't feel like love. You don't think that that's how family should treat you. And I feel like you've been trying to speak out and say, well, this not wrong. Like, why would she do that? Like I'm literally hearing you say, like, why would she do that? That's not right. Like you don't treat, the people you love like that. Right. And I feel like people like, well, that's still your family, like you just have to deal with it, and that's wrong. And I feel like them it's giving you a feeling like you're the one acting up and acting out. Okay. That is not the case. All right, Nana. So I need you to know, right? It's kind of toxic. You are actually correct. Your soul feels like it shouldn't be in that space because there's no room for it to grow. All right. So right, there's no room for it to grow and be who you were meant to be. So it's going to take some time, but I do think you're going to have to separate yourself from your family. All right. You need to make your own family, as a matter of fact, with people that you meet. So, I know you might not be in a place to do that right now, but once you do, you'll start becoming the person you see and the person you feel that you were meant to be. But I do feel like they are kind of holding you back. All right. But this feels very family related. Will I come out of this divorce okay, Tamika? You do. It's very, and I've seen that it's been very difficult. This feels like very kind of messy. Like I feel like a lot of swords like are kind of going back and forth. You do. The Hierophant comes up. So I actually feel like you are willing it. I feel like you were very good at representation, meaning like taking notes, being like very mindful of writing things down, right? That's what I'm feeling. So I think you did a really good job with like making your point. Like, well, here's what I did, and here's when I did it. I think you kept timelines. Like that's what I'm seeing, very organized. Okay. So I'm feeling that. I think you did a really good job, and I do think it's going to come out because my cups comes up, the tower comes up. A lot of change is going to happen after that, obviously, right? But I think you did a really good job. Um, in representing yourself, meaning I don't feel like you got angry or upset. This feels like I'm taking care of business. All right. And I think you did a really good job with that. So yes, I think you're going to be fine. It's going to go through well. 27 years. Yeah. And I feel tired. Like this is business at this point. So I think you did a good job and I think it's going to work out fine. A lot of things are going to change. And something about a house. Okay. I think you're gonna sell it, maybe. You were thinking about selling it. Feels like you should sell it, just so you're aware. I don't think you should stay there. I do feel like you get it. All right. Some sort of home. Anyway. Well, I meet my person this year, Carly. Mm. I do feel like there's a lot of back and forth with maybe people that you've already had in your life. So I want you to be careful with that because you're inviting back old energy and there's no room for new energy. Okay. So I feel like there's somebody that it keeps coming and going, right? Like maybe you used to be with them. Thank you, Nana. I think people you used to be with and you're letting them kind of come in and out of your life, they need to be gone. Okay. So you can make room for that new energy. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Will I ever talk to or meet my father? Mm. Um, wow, thank you so much. 50% of my goal. Thank you. Thank you, Chili. You can um mm, I'm gonna be very honest. I don't This is very disappointing to me. Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't know that you want to. Okay. I feel like when I have the opportunity to, it's definitely not what I thought it was going to be. And I also feel like it's towards the end of that person's life, to be honest with you. Like I've been called on towards the end, and now this is my opportunity to meet them. But there's things that I wanted to say, which now I feel like I can't say because of the situation that they're in. So I am going to say that. Do you meet them? Yes, I do feel like you meet them. I will tell you to prepare yourself. Here's what I'm going to have you do. Okay. Prior to meeting them, I do feel like there's some things you want to get off your chest, maybe about how maybe they weren't there, maybe something happened between them and your mom, whatever it is, the questions you had, you need to write it down. You need to let it go, like write them a letter, okay? You may not ever deliver this letter, but write it anyway. All right. And as if you're preparing to meet with them and you know that you're not going to be able to say it, you want to be able to hand them this and let them sit with it for a while. I want you to do that. Okay, if you can. You need to get those feelings out. And I have a feeling when you do meet them, you're not going to be able to, but it still needs to come out. Okay. Thank you so much, Chi. Is he lying when he says HW doesn't remember an incident from December? Is he lying when he says HW doesn't remember? Give me 1 second. I missed on my cards. An incident from December. Why do I see? I don't know what this incident is, but why do I feel like I'm blocking someone? Like I'm trying to keep somebody off of me. Um, Yeah, that is a a partial lie, partial truth, partial lie, however you want to look at it. Okay. I remember bits and pieces, and I'm taking on the energy of the person. Okay. So when they say they don't remember, they are not being 100% truthful. They remember bits and pieces. There are some things they forgot, but the parts of it you're asking about specifically, they remember bits and pieces of it. But they can't believe they would do something like that. Okay. I hope that makes sense. They can't believe they could do something like that. It also feels scary. Like I don't want to be in trouble. So what they did, it feels like it was probably pretty bad. Okay. This person was drunk or on something, but because of the imagery I'm seeing feels very hazy, right? Like I'm a little out of it, and I'm almost like part of me thinks I'm playing and I'm doing something I want to be doing, but I wouldn't have the guts to do if I wasn't on this. Okay. So I just want to keep that in mind. Um, so yes, they remember, not all of it, but they do remember. All right. Will I meet my spirit guides clearly, Miss K? Miss K, I'm going to tell you what you can do in order to do that, and it helps. I'm not going to say if you'll see them, but you will definitely get a sign from them. Listen, I don't keep any mirrors in my bedroom, for instance, because mirrors do kind of act and can act as portals. I don't keep them in my bedrooms. I only have them, my bathroom, other places. You're gonna first of all, you need to, pray and protect yourself. Do whatever it is for your whatever you do. But do something to protect yourself. Okay. And then you're gonna look in the mirror. You're just gonna ask if you can see your spirit guide. Ask them their name. And then you're gonna ask them to give you a sign and to like move the mirror. Okay. Ask a couple times and you're just gonna stay silent. The first name that pops into your head is the name of your spirit guide. And then you're gonna look in the mirror and ask if you can see them. You're gonna squint like that, and you should see them standing behind you. But I want you to try that, okay? If you're okay with trying that, if you want to see them. But as in seeing them just around a room walking by, you might feel them close. It is very difficult to see them, okay? It really has to do with how our eyes retract or refract light for some reason. It's very difficult to see them, but the mirror will help. Okay, so yes, you can, um, but I would suggest looking in a mirror in order to do it. My situation get better soon. Get better soon. Jam press. It does get better. There's some things that you're gonna have to let go of a little bit. I do feel like the world right now is like kicking my butt. Like I'm just over it, right? But yes, it does get better. Okay, situation gets better. I'm actually gonna tell you, weeks are coming up. Give it 7 weeks. Okay, about 7 weeks, it does start to feel better. I think it's going to feel better before that, but 7 weeks, it clears up completely. Okay. Well, and so we're pursuing doing hair or clothing brand create more wealth for me. I'm going to pull two different ones: hair, three, clothing brand. Clothing brand, you're going to need to make some changes to it, okay, in order to really to get it really going. But it does go, and I actually feel like probably showing everything here on TikTok would be helpful. The hair for some reason doesn't work out. I feel like something happens in school or something that doesn't it just it doesn't you don't feel fulfilled. It doesn't feel challenging. You don't feel fulfilled, and I feel like there's too much stuff happening with customers. Almost like my I can't take the energy of these people every day. Like I feel like it's a lot. Like I feel like you kind of holds on to energy, and the complaints and trying to get it. So I feel like there's just enough contact with customers and that face-to-face interaction with the clothing brand that you will be okay. The other one feels like it's too much. Like I'm just tired of dealing with people. Okay. So just so you know, at first it feels like I can't keep dealing with people. They're too picky, they don't know what they want. Like that's the energy for it. Okay. I think you'll do really good with the clothing brand. You're welcome, Snooki. Okay. Will my food truck and catering business be successful? It's been draining so far financially, Maria Rose. Oh. Mm, they can. This feels like you have the wrong. I don't know if you're doing it by yourself or someone with you, because I'm feeling like there's somebody with you, and I feel like it's the wrong people. I don't know if you attempted to do this with family. This is feeling like you need to, and because I feel like you're carrying the weight on your own. Okay. I haven't seen your question yet, Shelby. I'm sorry. I'll see it in a minute if I can. Thursday, go off for me. I'll check in a minute. I feel like you're carrying the weight of this all on your own. Yeah. Okay. And I feel like it's not because you're by yourself. I feel like you may have other people helping, but they don't know what to do. I'm feeling like I have to give too much direction, like, and it's silly things that you should know already. Okay, that's the like I feel frustrated. Like I tap into your energy and I feel frustrated, like, oh my God, like why do I have to tell you every little thing? You can't figure that out, you don't know to heat this up, you don't know how to do this. It's taking too much energy for me. It's getting very frustrating, and I can't focus on how to grow the business because I am focused in on every little tiny detail of running the business currently. That's what I'm feeling. So I feel like you do need to make some changes with that. You may actually, because I do feel like you have a good business mind on your shoulders. So I do feel like in order for you to do that, you're actually going to have to push yourself a little further and hire someone who maybe has a little bit of work in, maybe not specifically on the food truck, honey, but somebody that at least worked at McDonald's that can run a register, that can make the food, that can do things so that you can focus a little bit more on how to grow the business and things to add to the business, and really start to think about it from and be a little more intentional with like where you're setting up, making sure that you're getting into, when they, how they have those events where all the food trucks get together. Like, I feel like you haven't really had the time to do that. Okay. So I think you need to free yourself up by getting someone else in place. All right. Okay. Well, my finances get better, Vanita James. Mm. They do. I do feel like somebody's been carrying a burden. I don't know if this is just you or if there's somebody else in the picture, but I do feel like they've been carrying a little bit of the burden. For some reason, they cannot get a leg up. Like they cannot make the situation better. So I don't know if you're in a relationship and they also carry some of this burden with you, but I do feel like they are stuck and it's starting to get in both of your heads. Okay. I feel like I haven't moved forward in quite some time, meaning like job wise, I haven't gotten promoted. I feel like when I get a raise every year, it's very little and does nothing, right? That energy. So I feel like I'm very stuck, okay? And I haven't really moved forward any. It does start to break up. I do think though, in reference to I don't know if you've been at your job for a really long time. I feel like you need to do something to change the energy. You need some new energy around. Okay. So even if you have to take a class somewhere, I'm not talking about like college courses. I'm talking about just something fun. But I feel like the energy needs to change. I'm feeling like you do the same routine just about every day, and it's kind of been that way for a long time. Get a new hobby, take an art class, pottery, something, anything to change the energy, and I think it'll help a lot. Right, I really do. I think it'll shift things. But right now, everything feels very stagnant. Lindsay, will Thursday go well for me? Yes, it does go well for you. Sun comes up too. I don't know if it's a new opportunity, but I feel like something new is going to be born from this. Okay, let me know if you see my question, Shelby. Shelby, I think I. Oh, let me see. Yep, Shelby, is it a good idea to reach out to Tom on his 22nd? No, I'm gonna say no. I would not. I don't know what the 22nd is. This feels like it really messes things up. Okay. and you wind up crying. I feel like some really harsh words are said. I don't know what that date is, but that date feels like I don't want to say special. Special is not the right word. Something happened on that date though that has to do with the two of you, okay? And I don't want to say it doesn't feel like an anniversary, so it feels like something happened that was dramatic. I don't want to say traumatic, but dramatic for the both of you, somewhere around that date, okay? And it feels like you should not. I feel like words are going to be um go back and forth with that, okay? Yes, makes sense. All right. So I wouldn't do it on that date. All right. Should I walk away for good? Uh, I'm gonna say yes, but you're welcome, Shelby. I'm gonna say yes, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think you do. And that's perfectly fine. Okay. It feels like the nail is in the coffin. It feels like it's over, but there's something that keeps pulling you back to this person. Okay. I think like you don't want it feels a little toxic, right? And I don't think you want the toxic, but there's something about it that you just can't, almost like I'm addicted to it. It makes me feel alive. I hope that makes sense, right? Whatever it is, it's like it makes me feel alive. It and life feels kind of boring when I'm not kind of going back and forth with this person when we don't have this. Okay. So I want to say you should, all right. I don't think it's great for you, but I think where you're at right now, and that's okay. Yeah. Hold on, because Angeline, am I having a cryptic pregnancy, Angeline? Okay, Angela, I'm going to be honest. I personally don't know what that is. So I am going to ask both spirit and my cards. Okay, got it. Okay. It does not feel good. Okay. That's both from spirit and the cards. I feel like I want to cry. Um, my mouth feels really dry. I feel cold. I feel very lonely. My head is starting to hurt. Uh, Also, all my cards came up bad. I feel like crying now. So I am going to say the answer is a yes. And I don't know what cryptic means, but what I am going to say is that I don't feel like things go well. And I do kind of feel like this has happened before. Maybe you have lost a child previously, okay? Or it was difficult to get pregnant. All right, something along those lines I'm feeling, okay? I do feel like if you try again, it'll be positive. My pentacle cards do come up because I do think something changes, okay? But I am not getting a good feeling. So, um, I don't know what this feeling is. I'm going to be very honest. But I'm not getting a good feeling. All right. Could be that the baby comes early, is sick, because I'm going to say cold, kind of have a headache. Like maybe the baby comes too early. And it's fine, but has to be, in one of those incubator things. All right. Something like that. I just want you to keep that in mind. All right. Is the relationship between Kivja and I over, Deborah? Mm, yeah, it is. So it's like a lot of this. It's like a lot of things actually that don't line up. I feel like you guys have more differences than you have things in common. Okay, that's the energy around this. And I feel like what they want and what you want out of a relationship feels very different. So yes, thank you, April. Thank you, Jane. Sorry, I could barely see that name, but I know it's with a J. I'm sorry. Are my ex and I getting back together? Thank you, Gigi. You are. You are getting back together. Um, you are. I do think you, to a certain extent, manifested this as well. I think it's almost like that you think about them a lot to the point where you guys have you had contact again. Like you almost brought this person back into your life. Okay. Thank you, Jane Press. Thank you so much. So I do feel like you guys have manifested it. Thank you so much. When I hit this goal as well, when I hit there's a goal at the top. There's a way for me to pin this so you guys can see it as well. I thought, unless I'm crazy, I'm gonna pin this one. I thought I had another one, another goal here. Oh, I do. Thank you so much. And we're like halfway there. Um, I'm gonna pin this. When we get there, I will pull up somebody to have a reading, like a little one-on-one reading with me really quickly, okay? Nisha, will O and I ever reconcile? Oh, look, I looked at that because I thought you were talking to me specifically because my name is Tanisha and all my family calls me Nisha. Will O and I ever reconcile? Mm. Um, no, this is like I feel like so much has been cut off already. Okay, thank you, Jane Press. Thank you, there, gosh. I can't see the whole name, so I'm doing as much of it as I can. I don't think you guys will. This feels dead. The Hermit comes up. They're spending time alone, and I think you should right now. Honestly, you need to be going back into your power. The Empress comes up, but it's before that. There's the Queen of Pentacles who's climbing. Okay, I feel like right now you need to be focused on your bag is what I'm gonna say. Like you need to be focused on like your goals, your money, your all those things, and then Knight of Swords kind of shows up for you. So I do think your kind of knight in shining armor comes up after that. But I think it's you need to be focused on yourself right now. Okay. I feel like you have been trying to do that, but I think you need to do it with a little more intention. You don't need and I know there's like a sense of like a little bit of loneliness here. I think there's like that sense of like, well, I want somebody to share it with, okay? But that person is coming. Just stay focused on this, and when you stop thinking about it, they're gonna show up, okay? Will I win my custody battle against my sister and her wife? Let's see. Let me see. Um, this is the energy around this is feeling like there's going to be some form of visitation. I feel like there's a back and forth. So there's it's going to be like a joint sort of situation, okay, where maybe they have them weekends, maybe you have them in a week or vice versa, okay. I figured the name was Tanisha. But that's what I'm feeling is that there's back and forth, there's changes to it. So I think the way that you may have wanted it to be, where you have them 100% of the time, if that's what you were looking for, I do not feel like it's going to go back to that. There's some sort of agreement made, okay? And I do think it's a good thing, okay? Thank you guys so much. 80% there. I do think it's a good thing. No, it might not feel like it, but I do think it's a good thing, okay? I think it winds up being a good thing. Thank you. Thank you. Did we just hit goal? Is that what it means? Oh, yay. Okay, Claudia, will I be approved to move into the house by Friday? Thank you, Nisha. Uh, oh, no, it's gonna take more time than that. Okay, there's things getting in your way. This feels like I have people. You be careful of who you are around and stop telling everybody what you have going on. Oh, please don't tell anybody in your circle what you are trying to accomplish. The energy around this feels like just like frenemies, okay? Like people that you're like so excited to share, like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna get this apartment. I think I'm gonna do this. And they're like, oh, okay, for real. Okay, well, I hope you get it. And then it's like they hang up and the energy's completely different. Like she ain't gonna get that apartment. She thinks she hot stuff, like that type of energy. Please don't when you are moving, move in silence. All right. As you're looking for things, as you're making things happen in your life, you don't need to tell anybody until it's over and done. All right. You have people around you that are just looking at what you're trying to do and they're speaking negative about it and it's actually creating negative outcomes. Okay. So please be careful with that. Well, me and my boyfriend DeAndre get pregnant within the next 1 to 2 months. Mm. Um, this feels like it takes a little bit longer, okay? I'm gonna say February. What are we in? March, April, May, June, July. Where are we? July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. I'm gonna say February, but that could be 5. Is that 9 months? I'm gonna say February. Okay, I'm gonna be honest though. That I don't know if that's pregnant or if that's birth, but I'm gonna say February. I'm gonna hold to that. Okay, and let me check because if we met this, we did. Okay, so we met the live goal, didn't we? Yay, we did. Wow, we made the live goal. Okay, so I'd like to bring someone up for a full reading. Okay, and then after that, I'll read a few more people. So if you are okay getting read on live, and if you are willing to open yourself up to that, because just so you know, I am going to sometimes see things that you don't ask questions for, and I'm going to ask questions about it. Okay, and I'm going to need you to confirm or deny and be honest. All right. So if you'd like to, I believe there's a place in here where you can request to be a guest. If you could do that, that would be great. Or I can just choose somebody at random. All right. But I would like to bring somebody up. All right. I see y'all are finding it. So there should be a way for you to choose to be a guest. Quick question. Can you choose to be a guest regardless of how many followers you have? Because I know I had to have 1,000 followers before I could go live. So I hope that doesn't I hope you don't have a certain amount of followers to try to be a guest on a live. But just go ahead and request, and I will choose somebody that's in here. Just so I'm not getting a random person that's just here to watch. You believe so? Really? You have to have a certain amount of followers? That will suck. Oh, you have to have 1,000 followers of request? Okay, so I'm gonna do one from request. Okay, and then so I'm gonna do two today. I'm gonna do one from request and one from if you don't request, okay? And what I'll do is it'll be random. I'll just if you don't come up, then I know you don't want to. All right. All right, so I got 9 requests. I'm gonna go ahead and choose somebody at random from these 9, and then next I will do people who did not request, okay? Oh. No. Okay, let's see how this works. They don't have a profile pic. I did just send one to someone. James Spencer. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. I can hear you. All right, you're good to have a reading on live, I assume.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. Okay, and then the only question I have for you, I am a medium. Okay, so I do work with spirits. I just want to make sure if somebody comes through for you, that is passed. Do you want to hear from them or no?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then something about the energy in that. Is there somebody you're wanting to hear from that's passed?
Yes,
Mm. Is it your mom?
grandmother.
Did she take care of you?
She did.
Yeah. This is the energy feels like a mother. Okay. Give me a second because she oh, I feel like crying. Um, give me a second. Were you the first grandbaby?
I was.
Yeah, she's very happy. And I feel like crying. Give me a second because I have to control this because she's very emotional. Okay. And I need verification from her before I can move on. So I'm going to tell you, I'm letting her know she needs to tell me things that only you would know so that we both know that that's her, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Um, okay. I have a lot of body pain, I can tell you that. By the time that um, first of all, I'm seeing her in a hospital. I don't know if she was in hospice or something, but I am seeing that she spent time there, meaning towards the end, I feel like, and then she came out. So I feel like she was in the hospital for some time and it felt like you guys were in the clear and then you weren't. And she may have wound up back in the hospital. And also, like, I'm getting a lot. I don't know if she fell down and maybe that's why she was in the hospital. Just my whole body hurts. Like, I'm in so much pain.
Yes.
Um, is that what happened? Did she fall down? Is that why she was in the hospital?
I don't know if she fell, but there was definitely a lot happening around that time where she fell very ill.
Okay. Just my whole body hurts, like literally my back, my neck, everything. It's not even a specific place. Um, can you, if it, did she, there was something on that she kept on uh her side table, like at night. Also, I feel like I kept a Bible there as well. Okay, do you know if that is accurate? Like the Bible is right here,
The
girl.
Bible.
That don't leave my side, right here on the bedside table. Like I may have read it every night before I went to bed.
Yes.
Okay, is that what she did?
Mm-hmm.
And it was kept right there. And then she's showing me the drawer. There was something in the drawer. I don't know if she kept if there was a necklace or like she kept a jewelry. She's showing me her neck jewelry. I don't know if she had a cross or something that she used to wear. And I feel like she may have been, the people at church, because I grew up in a Baptist church. I don't know if it's a Baptist church. That wear the white gloves that take you to your seat.
Mm-hmm. Like
She's showing me those
ushers.
tech ushers, the ushers. Was
Yeah,
she an usher at some point?
it was.
She was okay. So I'm gonna take that as confirmation that this is her. Okay, these are the things that she's showing me. So if you verified that those are the things, okay. What do you have questions for her? She's
I
also
just want
very
to know
happy
if
to
she
see you.
has anything to
And
tell me that I've been feeling her lately, but I'm not for
mhm,
sure. I'm not picking up the way I should, but I know I'm seeing certain things and I don't understand what they mean.
okay, she's definitely been around. She's also saying she straightens up the house. I don't know what that means. I don't know if she's moving things. I don't know if she's like actually moving things, but I am seeing her placing things in certain ways. She's saying that that doesn't go there. She wants things, everything has to have their place type of energy. And she's moving things around, specifically in the kitchen. It's like I don't like where she puts the forks, like that type of that type of thing, which sounds very silly. I don't know if she was like that when she was alive.
She
Um,
was.
yeah, okay. But she's doing that. Like literally she's showing me her walking like, why would you put that there? Now you know those go over there, that type of thing. Okay. So she is around you. She does hang out with you, all right, and she is judging where you have placed things. Um, she wants you to know she's there. Did she have a sister?
Yes, she had
Did she
two.
pass? Is she still there? Because she's showing me people that these look older, but I feel like she's still visiting them, at least one of them. Okay, she only talked about one of them. So I don't know if one passed and one is still alive.
Auntie Pat. Yes. One is
Yeah,
still
okay.
alive.
Yeah, she's visiting her as well. So she'd like you to tell her that if you can. All right. But she hops around. She's visiting everybody. She just mentioned grandchildren. You have kids?
Four.
Four. Yeah, she's there. All right. She wants you to know she sees all of you. All right. Also, the younger one too. I feel like there's times where do you have a cat or something? An
No.
animal? Cat? Okay. This may be the younger. There's somebody that's like staring off, but it made me think of a cat because cats will look just stare in an empty corner like there's something there. I don't know how old when your youngest one was younger. I'm gonna use that word because I'm seeing a something small, but I can't tell what it is. They used to stare off into corners. Like that's the energy I'm having. Like they can sense things
Yeah.
that are around them. So she's saying they see me. They can see other people as well, but I think they have seen her. Okay. So your youngest one can see her. And I think your youngest one be able to communicate with them as well. They feel like they're very gifted. Okay. Have you gotten that feeling about them as well?
The oldest and the youngest.
And
My
the youngest,
oldest,
yeah.
not so much recently, but when she was little, yes.
Hmm. And your youngest, I feel like this is something that's ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't feel them shutting it out as much. Um, I actually think they may lean into it a little bit. They don't know exactly what it is, but I do think they lean into it a little bit. But they know they see her. Okay, they feel her actually when she walks through the room. But yes, she's there. You have more questions? You just
Just is all of this gonna be okay? Like, do we continue to keep doing what we were doing, or do we stop and jump on a different journey to get through?
is this in regard to her or regard to you?
So
Are you
she's
asking for
been
her opinion?
guiding me a lot with certain
Okay.
decisions that I have been making where in the past they were not the best. I notice now I feel like a guidance that's pushing me into the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know if I stay on it or do I need to change?
Tara came up immediately. I feel like it's a shame. I'm also going to tell you, she's saying be careful. All right. I don't think she's the only one that you're getting information from, and I think you're, um, I don't want to say being misguided. And I'm going to say proof of that would be if you felt like you were told to do something, you did it, and it did not work out. Okay. In those times, it was not her. She is also actually guiding you less than you think. She's saying. So something else is guiding you. It's either your want to be guided, meaning you are wanting and putting that out. So the guidance that you're getting, you feel like it's her. This may be your higher self. It could be other things that are hearing you say that you want to be guided, that are communicating with you, but it is not always her. Okay. So I do want to make that clear. I'm really
Okay.
looking at her right now. Okay. I do want to make that clear. That is not always her. She actually believes that you're capable of making good choices, just not when it comes to decoration. She really, like, I don't know why, but she is really on this decoration thing. She does not like it, okay? And she's making jokes. Um, but she's okay, but she's like, no, like she's like, baby, I want you to live your own life. All right. Don't be so worried about whether she agrees with it or not. All right. And I'm going to say she wants me to, it's okay. I feel like she may have been a bit old school, and I think she got on you a lot. I feel like maybe you had children either out of wedlock or got divorced after wedlock. I feel like she got on you a lot about that. Is that correct? And
That
she's
is
saying
right.
sorry. All right. She understands things a little better now. All right. And she's saying sorry. Your life is your life. She should have never done that. She should have let you live your life. She loves those babies. Okay, and it's okay. She's recognizing now that it's okay. It's like life is too short. You make mistakes. You're doing the best you can, and it's okay. All right. Um, but it's not always her. So I want you to be careful with that, because I'm assuming then if your kids have it and you're saying that you feel like you're guided by her, then I'm assuming then at some point you also speak to spirit. Is that correct?
At times, yeah.
At times, okay. I want you to just be mindful that when and I'll give you an example. Sometimes when I open myself up to that, I'm asking for someone you know to step forward. There are times where there are spirits that really want to speak to me so bad that they break through anything that I have up to protect myself, and they will come forward for almost like they're pushing somebody out of the way, and they will come forward first. Okay, so you may not always, and I'm very good with protections. I pray, I do a lot of different things, right? And I've been doing this for a very long time. And they still get through. All
Mm,
right. So just always keep that in mind. All right. That you can do everything you can. If a spirit is strong enough and they want it bad enough and they just want to speak to someone, because I really think on the other side, they really just want to speak to somebody to be acknowledged, they will come through. All right. They'll push their way through. And I feel like they're like, oh, look, she's paying attention to us, and they're
mm-hmm.
coming through like, oh, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. But it's not always well guided. I don't think they're doing it to be malicious, but I am feeling like they're all trying to, give you advice. All right. All right. So
Okay.
just be careful of the advice you take. You need to decide on your own. I'm actually going to pull cards. It's not going to come from your grandmother because she actually does not want to influence that too much. I am seeing that on your current path. I do feel like money is going to get better. So I'm going to say stay on your current path, but do not be afraid to switch. You're not supposed to be on this path for very long. Okay. So I don't know
Okay.
what this current path is, which is fine, but you're not supposed to be on it for very long. You're supposed to literally, I am seeing you grabbing what you can and going. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Get what you can get out of it. And then we switch directions again. All right. The energy is
Okay.
going to need to change, and it's going to need to change fairly quickly. After that, I actually see, I don't know if you have, I see the family doing well. All right. There's some sort of family get together. I don't know how old your kids are, but I feel like things start to align and go into place, and you're finally in a space financially where you can start to kind of pour into them a little bit and some of the things that they want to do. Okay. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes. So stay on path, but only to get what you can get out of it. All right. And then get out of here.
Get out
Okay.
of there.
All right. Yeah. And then get out of there. All right. You have a question again for your grandmother specifically? Because
Is
she's,
there anything in particular that she would like on her altar?
oh, okay. I don't know what this flower is. You may know what it is. Okay. Um, I'm trying to explain what it, maybe it's a lily. It's it's white and it has like little like the it comes up and then the edges curl kind of over, but it's white. That makes sense. Is
Okay.
that a lily?
That
You know
is a
what that
lily.
is?
Yes.
Okay. Does that make sense to you that she'd be asking for a lily?
Yes, it does.
It does. Okay, that's what she's asking for. She wants lilies. She likes the lilies.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm. Okay, you're welcome. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, I'm gonna pick someone from that did not request guests. Okay, so if for whatever reason, if you get it and you don't want to do it, just don't come up, all right? And then we will I'll pick from somewhere else, okay? Look at that. Look at God. I really just rolled and I got someone who I was trying to pick up. You don't have to pick up if you don't want to do it during the live. See.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. All right. So, are you okay with if somebody does come through, you're okay with getting the information here on the live?
Yes.
Okay. And just to double check, I'm pretty sure we talked before, right? Because we were
Yeah, I
gonna
was
do a
on your
reading
live.
the other day,
Yes, I
right?
was in
And then
your
somebody came
inbox.
through.
Yeah.
Somebody came through for you. Okay, perfect. Okay, I was actually gonna do this on a private reading because it was so strong. Um, but we'll do it today. You had the person that came up in the actually the time that I was actually speaking about, which I was trying to get to someone else, and this person actually pushed their way through. So I'm just gonna refresh my memory and call this person back up. But this was somebody they had been shot, correct?
Yes.
It was you. Okay. All right. And they had kids because I remember feeling that sadness. They have you verify that they have kids because I said they have children. I feel like they're left behind and they left too soon and they were not in a good place because they felt like this wasn't over, this wasn't done, like they were taken too soon and they feel like it wasn't their fault. So I don't know what the situation was, if they did this to the wrong person, but I feel like it was so like I did not deserve this is the energy that I'm feeling, and I'm upset, and he's coming through and he's coming back now, okay? But I was really upset about this. Was all of that correct as well?
Yes, all of that is correct.
Okay. And then I'm gonna ask really quick, was he like I'm the look is giving me like late 20s, early 30s. All right, that's what the energy feels like, and that's what he looks like to me. Maybe mid 20s if but he, the way he aged, but somewhere between mid 20s and early 30s. Is that accurate?
Yeah, late 20s. Yeah,
Late
late
20s. Okay,
20s.
like 27, 20, 27 is the number that popped in my
20,
head.
28. Yeah,
Okay.
28.
All right, cool. Okay. All right, so he's here. Did you have a question for him? Oh, he's upset.
I just
He's
wanted
not
I just wanted to know if he was at peace. I've been crying for like
okay.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He's okay. He's when I say he's, and I think I said this on the live the other day, but we didn't go into it because it's very over. It feels overwhelming to me. He's not at peace, but it's because it's early, and I felt that in the thing, and I think you verified that it had been like a month, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's early. He is still struggling with his death. All right. So he's not yet in a place because remember I said in my live, some people go to a place that's like this in between. All right. Where they're struggling with their death, so they don't know how to take it. So they're not really visiting their family. They haven't moved on to heaven. They haven't been reincarnated. Okay. They're just in this kind of, and when I see it, it's like a dark space where they're just left with their thoughts to process. Okay, and it's like every now and again they get checked in on. Okay, he's not there yet. He is moving around, but he's angry. All right. That was the person that shot him not caught. I feel like I owe somebody something. Like I did not get justice. All right. That's the energy that I'm
No,
feeling.
the person wasn't caught. I feel like
Yeah.
they have like an idea, but no one really knows exactly
Yeah.
who did it.
He's really upset. like about that. Like it bothers him that this, and I feel like this person is around the neighborhood. Like I feel like you, do you live in the same neighborhood where this happened? I feel like you've seen this person, and I'm angry
I've
that
been
they have
saying
been around you. Okay.
I feel like he visited me when I was sleeping. Like I woke up out my sleep, like someone
Hmm.
was like walking around. I've been seeing different things like red cardinals and
Yeah.
just different things. I don't know. I kept saying I feel like I could feel his energy with me, especially like
He
when I'm in the
is.
car when I'm driving.
He has definitely visited, but what I'm saying is the person who did this to him, do you live in the neighborhood that he lived in? Because I feel like the person that did this to him has been near you. And it bothers him that this person is still walking around. I hope that makes sense. And I don't mean like who can you just give me a little bit of backstory? Because again, I feel like I was shot mostly on my side. For me right now, it feels like my right side because it hurts. I'm like in pain. All right,
He was
multiple
he was
times.
he was shot there multiple times on that side. He was also shot on his neck as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
he was out in a car out at like a bar.
Got it. Okay. In your neighborhood, correct?
Yeah, in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay. Um, the person who did it, I don't think this was meant for him. I will say that, right? Because again, I don't feel like this was just. I don't feel like it was deserved. Okay, that's number one. But I also feel like this person has been around, like you and possibly other family members. And it bothers him that this person still has access because obviously like it just pains him that this person is still walking around. Okay, so he has been around you, he's been hanging out around family, his energy feels very very strong because he's not at rest, because he's upset. All right, to the point where I could say if he was around you he would have enough energy to move things. All right. So literally, like I don't want to call like literally maybe not a lot at this point, but he could turn the water on, I think, no problem. You could hear his footsteps, I think, no problem whatsoever, right? I think he's at a point now that just the type of energy that he has where he could make doors kind of move, right? Where you hear
Mhm.
that creaking sound, that type of energy, right? So he is actually showing up and manifesting as like a haunting at this point when he does come around. All right, I'm feeling that. I'm going to have you do something. This is only if you want confirmation that he is around. If you light a candle, I want you to watch the flame. Okay. Um, the flame is going to get very big because the energy that he has is crazy. All right. And I think it's going to be this way until he has some kind of justice. All right.
Okay.
But if you want confirmation, just light a little candle. It doesn't have to be a white one, but preferably a white candle. All right. And just sit there and watch the flame. He'll actually be able to answer questions for you that way as well. So if you want to know, you can say, have the flame go right. Is a yes, have the flame go left as a no. He'll be able to speak to you in that way. Or you can say, have the flame go higher as a yes, have the flame go lower as a no, whatever it is. Okay. And you'll be able to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, it's
Oh,
all right.
my lighter isn't working. My
Give me 1 second. Hold on, hold
I'm
on. It's
sorry.
kinda. No, no, no. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it to work.
No, it's fine. And listen, you don't have to do it right now, but he'll be able to communicate to you that way because I feel like you need to communicate him, um, without me, if that makes sense. I feel like you feel him around, and I think for you, you're starting to feel a little crazy. Like you feel it so intensely. It's like, oh my God, I feel it. But because there's no proof there, it's
I've
starting
been
to take
saying
on a
like
different turn.
I feel like I've been obsessed at this point
Mm-hmm.
where it's like I can't get them out of my head.
Yeah, and I feel it. So I think you need to be able to have personal conversations to just help calm your nervous system. Okay. And part of it is because I need you to
Yeah.
understand where he is right now because he's not at rest. When I say he feels like a haunting, you're kind of being, he's not doing it on purpose, but you're literally a person living in a haunted space, all right? Because he's around you,
Yeah.
okay? Right? So you need to be able to kind of bring his energy down a little bit. And I think him having you be able to communicate will help, okay? He needs to understand that he may not see justice. He needs to understand that that person may not ever get caught, okay? And he has to focus, and I'll try to
Okay.
help him do that as well. He has to focus on just the current experience that he is having now that he's passed, because he gets to, thank you so much for your prayers, he gets to make a decision on how he shows up and what happens next even after he passed. He can stay around, he can hang out, he can visit his kids, he can choose to be reincarnated back into the family, okay, if there's somebody else. Like, he can make these decisions for himself, but right now he's so stuck on wanting to get, I don't want to call it revenge. It's just justice. He just wants justice, right? He wants the
Yeah.
person to suffer a consequence for taking him away from his kids and his family. And it's an obsession for him. That's what it feels like. Okay? It feels like an obsession
Okay.
for him. And the energy that you're feeling is really his energy. Okay? Being around you, it feels like an obsession because it's an obsession for him. All right. When you don't have to try to get the candle lit right now. I'm actually going to take it as a sign. I don't want you to light it right this second. I probably, when you get off, it'll light immediately. Um, and then I want you to try to, when you start feeling him around you, have conversation. Like, are you going to be okay? And be direct with what you want for him. I want to see you at peace. Right. I want you to walk into the light. I would love for you to be reincarnated. I would love for you to come visit us and not bring chaos. I would love for you to be at peace. I would love for you, right? Talk to him to try to get him into a place where he can be at peace with where he is now. Because he can't go back, obviously, right? Not into
Yeah.
the life that he had. So he just has to be at peace. But a lot of energy is coming from you. Have a question too for him. What is the question?
Um. Well, I wanted him to. His mom. She's been asking for him to visit her. She said in
Mm-hmm.
her dream or anything, she's been asking. And I told her I felt like I've seen him. I feel like I've had
Mm-hmm.
a dream with him before, but she said she hasn't. And I know she's putting on like a really strong front, but she's she's really hurt. She is really really hurt.
There is a sense, and this is what he's telling me, like, he's almost ashamed to face her. Um, you said he was at a club, but there's an energy where it's like she was telling him to slow down. She didn't like him, something about his lifestyle, okay, like him going out and blah blah blah. Like, and I feel like she was telling him, like, oh, you need to stay in the house, you need to, like, that sort of thing. Um, Almost like it was a warning. Like, and I don't know if he grew up with her being very protective. I hope that makes sense. Like, um, but it's that a sense where it's like, I feel like I should have listened. Had I listened, I wouldn't have been there. Like, that's the energy. Had I listened, I would not have been there, and this could have been different. So this feels like I'm a little ashamed to face her. Like, I feel bad. Was he the, I don't know if he's the middle child or youngest? Was he the middle child or youngest? He doesn't feel like the oldest.
Um, well, with his mother, he's the only child, and then
Okay,
on his
gotcha.
father's side, he was the oldest.
The oldest. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. What was she telling him before this happened? Was there like a back and forth?
Everything you were
Everything I
saying
just
to
said.
sit
Yeah.
down. You don't always have to be on the scene. You don't have to be seen. It's okay to stay home sometimes. He was a very outgoing, lively
Yeah.
person, and he liked to be in the mix.
Yeah. She just know that he has been there because I'm seeing him sit on the edge of of her bed when she's sleeping. Okay. She just doesn't know. He hasn't showed up in the dream. But he has been there. She needs to, and he's kind of acknowledging it now, but he needs to hear her say it. She needs to give him the permission. He feels shame because he didn't listen. All right. He feels shame that because he didn't listen, and he feels like this is what happened, and my mom is probably so upset with me. That's the energy, and that's what I'm that's like, he's literally sitting here
She's
crying, and then
she's not angry with him. She's just
he thinks that she should be, and he's sitting here. I don't know if it was a thing that he did, like, he's not even talking right now, he's just sitting there doing this. shaking his
Yes,
head.
yes, he used to do that all the time.
Yeah, he's just sitting here shaking his head like, man, like he can't believe it. And he's so frustrated. But his pride, he has a lot of pride. So it's like he doesn't want to look at her because he feels like she should be mad and he doesn't want to face her. And then now I feel like crying. So she has to just talk to him. Okay, he's there. He's there. She just has to talk to him. And then she'll start dreaming because he'll feel more comfortable to show up. I know how you're saying she's not feeling. He is carrying a lot of pain he just feels like he should have done something differently. All right, like he's carrying that. So and I know it makes you guys are the ones that are living, but the space that he's in, you both are going to have to make space, a little bit of space for the pain that he's carrying because he feels like he failed. All right. Like this happened to him. He's upset at the person that did it, but there's a sense of like, I failed. Like I messed. How did I not know? Why did I not pay attention? Now look at me. Like this is what's, and it's not sitting, he's not at peace. It's not sitting well with him. All right. So create a little bit of that, just space for him to know that you guys forgive him and actually speak to him and communicate with him. And he'll start to show up. Okay. He just has to get over this a little bit.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I hope that it does.
It does.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have any other questions?
Um, yeah. It
Yeah, go
may
ahead.
sound silly, but um ask him, did he really care about me? Did he it's he will understand.
Okay, pause because it's I'm gonna try to remake the face because that hurt. Okay. Like it hurt him. Okay. Not in a negative way, because I don't want you to think he's upset. It hurt him because he's like, damn, what did I not do? Okay. And immediately, like he was like this, that's the literally what he's just like, oh fuck, like how did I mess his son? He's crying. Okay.
Oh,
Um, it's okay. So I do think he cared about you, okay? And now he's literally sitting here
yeah.
with his hands in his over his face. I don't think he wants anybody to see him cry. I don't think he was a crier. Um, okay. Yes, he very much did. All right. Um, oof, he very much did. And he's saying he's sorry. I feel like wait, are you the mother of the kids?
No, I'm not.
No? Okay.
No.
Why is there's something that was a big deal that he did not show up for? Um, I feel like like there were times where he's actually apologized. There was times where I feel like he should have chose you and he didn't. Okay. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it
And there was
does. A lot of
something
it
big.
does.
Yeah, there was something big he was supposed to be there for, and I feel like I didn't show up. And to me, it felt like I had a good reason not to be there. But to you, it was like, but you never, like you, every time I really feel like I need you, you're not there. You don't show up. So there's this big thing though, that's like the hall, like the it thing that was kind of like seared that feeling of like, I don't know if you really care about me. Do you mind sharing what that was? There's a big thing that felt big to
Um,
you and at the
I don't think it was necessarily showing up. I think it was more so of like our conversations that we
hmm
had, and we talked about moving things forward and making things official. And I just kind of always felt like he was brushing me off, if
mm,
that kind of makes sense. And then me doing the same thing. Well, if you don't care, why I don't care type of thing, and we just kind of slowly was like moving apart from each other. But when he died, I was on vacation out of town. So
mm,
by the time I came home, he had passed away. So I didn't even get to see him. It,
hmm
say my last goodbye,
he's
by the
he's
time I
also
came
saying
home.
there was a point where you spoke about so maybe that's the big thing because that feels like a big deal. There was a point where you guys had a conversation around titles. And I feel
Yeah.
like he blew that part off, right? But that
Yeah.
feels like the big thing where there was a conversation around titles. And but the reason I feel like he did, like he's saying he didn't feel like he was enough. Like he had too much baggage and he wasn't
he
enough.
would say that. He would always say like you're too
Yeah.
good for me, things like that.
Yeah, and that's how he
And that's
felt.
what he
But he
told me.
didn't. He didn't mean to make it feel like it was about you, as if you weren't enough, and that's why he really did feel like he wasn't enough. And a lot of the going out and the things that he did was really just to like. I feel like he used to hide everything, his emotions, his feelings, his like he played a role. Is what I'm like, is what I'm feeling, and he's like he's shaking his head. Yeah, like he's like, man, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I played a role like I wanted to be, kind of like the cool guy, the masculine kind of
Yeah.
cool guy, the nonchalant. Like he played that role because that's all he knew how to do. Also, he's mentioning his father, right? So there was like a thing with his father, and he doesn't like
Yeah.
there's so many things that he didn't know then, but he very much cared about you. He very much loved you. He actually really felt he didn't even understand why you liked him, to be honest. Like he is really like he's sitting here and he's crying. He's like, I don't even know how I got her. She was way out of my league. Okay. So you need to know like
Yeah.
this was a man in fear of like messing this up. Okay. Like he held you at
Yeah.
a distance because he felt if he brought you too close, he was going to ruin it and he'd definitely never see you again. So he like, it's like you know how you kind of keep something kind of dangling close enough where it can't get away, but it can't
Yeah.
truly see who you are. That's the energy.
Yeah.
All right. But he very much cared about you. It's actually the reason he did things the way that he did.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And he does want you to talk to him. All right. He misses you greatly. So if you can tonight, specifically before you go to bed, because I do feel like he may show up in your dreams, okay? Do the candle thing
Okay.
and just start asking him
Okay.
questions. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You feel
Thank
a
you
little
so
better. I
much.
hope you feel a little better. And
I
listen, he
do.
really wanted to talk to you because I'm gonna tell you, when I tell you I protect myself, I really do. And the way he came through yesterday, all
Oh
right,
yeah, I know.
honey, he broke through every protection that I have up. And when I say I have ancestors and all types of things that stand there guarding me, I promise you, it took him a lot to break through all that. So he really wanted to talk to you and get his message through.
Yeah, because
Okay,
you were talking to someone else about
somebody
something
completely
completely
different. And he
different.
came in like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to
And you
talk.
started
She's in
describing
here.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
Yes.
you know I know you probably got to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Um
It's fine.
I went to his gravesite the other day and I was talking to
Hmm.
him and I told him, I said, this may sound silly. And I said, I would like to talk to like a medium or someone who can kind of help me talk to you. I was like, because I just have
Ooh.
questions for you. And I'm like, and I was just giggling. I'm like, this is probably just something silly. And I hardly really get on TikTok. I hardly ever
Hmm.
get on. And I was scrolling and your live was on. And I just watched it and I was putting in a couple
You
questions and
making
there
me
was
cry.
so many and it was going so fast. And I just was
Yeah.
like, well, oh well. And I just was just watching it and I was nodding off. And then you started saying particular things. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, is this for me? That's why I said, is it me? Is it me? Oh wow, this is you have no idea how much this has helped me because when I say I cry every day, it is so hard to get up and just do my regular routine. I just miss him so much, and this means so much to me,
I'm
so
so
much.
glad that I was able to facilitate this for you. And listen, thankfully I listened because when he came through, I know sometimes I'm like, it's not your turn. But
Yeah,
I'm glad I listened and everything. Man, when I tell you when I see how the universe works and how good God is and how he connects people that need each other at the right time.
yeah.
Listen, I love being able to do this. So I'm very happy that you found me. So I'm very happy that you found me. And I'm so glad it was me that got to facilitate that. And I really hope that you have some, at least a little bit of peace, okay? And I'm so glad he came through and like he did. And
Me
he
too.
most
I am.
definitely loves you, okay?
Yes. Thank you so, so much.
You're
I don't know
so
how to repay
welcome.
you. Thank you.
No, nothing. This is what like I'm blessed to be able to have this. And let me tell you something, if you don't use the gifts that God gives you, they can take it away. So I'm doing what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing. All right. All right.
Yes,
Love
you
you
are.
so much.
Love you
Okay.
too.
Don't forget
Thank
to light
you.
that candle. You're welcome.
I am. I sure am. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Um, oh my goodness. Thank you, God. God, thank you. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. I thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's such a good live. I'm so blessed to be able to do what I'm doing right now. So blessed. Um, Anybody who was here, you were meant to be here for sure. I really hope this, if you were in a space where you were losing faith in things, I really hope this restores some of that for you. The life we have been given is so beautiful, and we are capable of amazing things, baby. With God by our side, we are capable of so much. All right. This was a lot. So that's probably gonna be my last one. Okay. I thank you guys for the gifts today. Um, it's a blessing to be able to serve. All right. Mm. I hope you guys join me next time. Again, I am on vacation. I will be back. Again, I'm trying to make sure that I go live. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you. I'm trying to make sure that I go live every day. That is the thing that I set for myself. Okay, is I'm really trying to show up. All right, so I will be back hopefully tomorrow. We're going to be traveling. Hopefully, I'll get home tomorrow. It may be a little later. Unfortunately, I can't give you a time because we are driving from Florida back to New Jersey. All right. So it really depends on traffic and if I what time I get to the next hotel. Okay. Love you guys so much. I will be back again tomorrow to serve you guys. Okay. Love you guys. All right. Bye bye.